Hey guys, my name's Harrison Reed. I'm really excited to bring you this video series. I'm going to be teaching you how to play the trombone. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, this program's for you. My end goal is that anyone working on this would be able to take, say, a college level audition or maybe an audition for your local town band, and you would already be at the level where either the instructor from that college would say, hey, wow, you have a lot of potential. I don't need to teach you the basics. We can really start working with you from year one. Or maybe your town band, when you take the audition, they're like, yes, we're gonna make you first trombone right away. So I'm really excited to be putting this together. The first lesson is gonna be about equipment and getting started. So yeah, if you wanna get into the trombone, there's a lot of cheap instruments out there, and it's easy to say, hey, wow, that's cheap, I wanna go for that and start there. That's okay. If you get a cheap Chinese-made instrument, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I think if you're serious about the trombone, if you're shooting for a college-level program, or even if you want to play for your town band, you can't go wrong with a small bore trombone like a King 3B. Here's my instrument that I've been playing in brass band and in commercial bands. This is a 3B. My version's a Silver Sonic, but that doesn't really matter. What I like about this instrument is that even if when you get into your college program, you decide to go the classical route, or once you've played in your band for a while, you feel like, oh man, maybe I need a large bore tenor trombone to fit in with this band. This instrument will still be valuable to you in your career as a musician or as an amateur musician, because there's always a need, and there's an ever-increasing need for commercial music, and this is the tool for the job. What I like about the 3BF is that it has an F attachment. So if you're starting out, this bit of tubing right here and this rotor that's on this instrument will help you, especially if you're a young kid. So I know maybe you don't know too much about the trombone yet, but there's a long reach on this instrument, all the way out to what's called 7th position. If you have this rotor when you're learning, and maybe you're young and your arms aren't that long, this can help you bypass that. There's a lot of other stuff in my lessons that this rotor will be helpful for and help you out with. I don't want to get into that right now, but let's just go over why I think a 3BF or any small bore trombone that has an F attachment might be the way to go. I already talked about it being useful later on in your career. So what can you do with it? Well, let's go over it a little bit here. It has just a normal range like any other trombone. Now, if you didn't have this rotor, guess what? That's about as low as you can go. You might be able to have pedal tones. But, I mean, in jazz music, those don't really come up too often. But what you don't have are, without this F attachment, are lower notes. And then the pedals are after that. So, when you're starting out, is it important that you have these low notes? Maybe, maybe not. But guess what? You got them on a small bore instrument with the F attachment. They're there. And for all of the exercises that I'm going to be teaching throughout all these lessons, this will come in handy. We're going to be using it. So, hey, is it okay to get a large bore tenor trombone, which I'll get into in another lesson, to start out with? Sure, no problem. I just think if you're about to start a college program, no matter where your end state in music is, even if it's, I want to play in the orchestra. You can't go wrong owning a small bore jazz horn. Now, are there other alternatives? Am I being paid by King? No, look at me. Look at this video. No, I'm not being paid by King. No, there's other products out there that can get the same sort of job done and be kind of, yeah, they're good for jazz and commercial music, but yes, they're also good to learn on and for any kind of music. The Bach 36 is a little bit larger board than this, but that has an F attachment. And there's a company called Wessex, which makes also a similar instrument to the Bach 36, which also has an F attachment. Now, none of these instruments that I'm talking about are bottom of the barrel basic instruments, but you can buy them used. So go ahead, go on eBay or go to a reputable music dealer and see if you can't get something like this used. You won't go wrong. And say, oh man, 6 months down the line, 6 years down the line, trombone's not for you. These instruments hold their value. You can probably get all of that money that you paid for the used instrument back by selling it to another person who wants to get into it. So those are just some of the reasons why I think this is the way to go. All right, so what else do you need to get started on the trombone? You need a trombone, you need a mouthpiece. This is just the basic size normal mouthpiece, but what are some sizes that you should get? I would say a 6.5 AL would be good. Bach 6.5 AL or 6.5 AL. That's the way to go for a small bore instrument when you're starting, even if you're a small kid. The 12C that comes with most instruments, the Bach 12C or similar sized mouthpiece, is not what you want. I think it's too small, even for somebody who's 10 years old. I think the 12C is a strange mouthpiece, and it's not what's going to set you up for success as you're learning. What else do you need? Trombone mouthpiece. A trombone stand, which looks like this, is really useful because, as you'll see, now I can talk about everything else I need to talk about in this lesson and not have to hold my trombone. There it is right there. You need a case. So I've got a case over here. I don't think you can see it too well, but in this case, I actually can hold 2 trombones. You don't need that. Your trombone will come with a case, but what you're looking for is a kind of case that can hold the stuff that you need, to get through your day. So in here I've got rotor oils from Hetman. If you have a trombone with an F attachment, you need these. Maintenance is very important. So what do I have? What do you need for a rotor? You need Hetman's Light 11. That's for the actual body of the rotor to keep it sealed and to keep it moving freely. You need Hetman's number 14, which is bearing and linkage. Again, I'll have another video showing how to use this stuff, but number 14 is for this part, the spindle and the bearing plate on the front. It'll be in another video. What else do you need? One more thing. If you've got ball joints, which a King 3B doesn't, but my large bore trombone does have mini ball linkage back here, which is the arm that rotates the spindle. You'll need lubricant number 15. That's for the ball joint. Okay, so there's your oils. And then what else do you need? A mouthpiece case. A lot of cases will have it so that the mouthpieces can kind of go in these slots. I prefer having them in a case. It keeps them protected better, and you can move them from horn to horn. This came with another case, so I just throw this in this flap tube. Let's see, you need slide lube. I'll have another video showing you how to take care of your slide, but I like Yamaha slide lubricant, which comes in this big fat bottle. It's really easy to use. You just got to make sure you mix it up really well. Otherwise it separates and it won't work as well. And then one more thing for your slide, Super Slick. Now this silicone treatment coats the inside of this outer slide. So on the trombone, this part comes off. This is the outer slide. And these tubes slide over these chrome inner tubes here. What the silicone treatment does is coat the inside of this outer slide and make your slide move nice and fast. I'll have another video about how to take care of your slide later. Okay, what else? We've got in here one more thing. Once you've got all that slide stuff on, you need just a bottle of distilled water or filtered water to spray on your slide. Again, that'll be in another video. And the most important thing that you need in your case, or handy, is a cleaning rod. So, I love this cleaning rod because it just fits in my case. It's super easy to use and put together. So, what this is for is you put a gauze cloth over this, and you can use it to swab all the gunk out of your outer slide. That'll be my second video, will be how to clean your slide. I think it's the most important thing that beginners forget how to do. Or not forget how to do, they don't know how to do it to begin with. If your slide gets gunked up and it doesn't work, hey, guess what? Nothing's gonna work. All right, this goes here. So, in the span of just a minute I've spent talking about this thing, I've been able to put this cleaning rod together. And we'll break in a second. So, what's the last thing that you need to take care of your trombone? Well, guess what? I've got it in this little, you can't see, I've got a little bag attached to my case. And in it, I've got swabs from a company called Slido-Mix. So here's a swab. Otherwise, you could use cheesecloth or something like that. I want to make sure this is tight on here. All right, and then this just goes onto the cleaning rod, and we'll be good to go for the next video of how to take care of your slide. All right, thanks. This video has been what you need to get started. Video 2 will be taking care of your slide. See you next time.